Welcome back to the channel. So I have had a lot of requests to do a top 5 mods on our 22 WRX over here, and it's really hard to just say just top 5 in general because we do have a lot of parts that we've installed on this car over the few years that we've had it. So I am going to break it up into engine, suspension, and interior mods. So today we're going to be going over the top 5 engine mods that I recommend for this car. And if you're just getting into modding this car, this would be some information for you of maybe the first couple mods you'd like to do. All right, so starting at number 1 on the list, we have the Cobb Accessport. So this is one of the first mods that I would do on this car if you plan on doing any engine mods to it, for a few reasons. One reason is because if you add an intake or an exhaust or anything else on this car, it could affect the tune. And if you don't have the Accessport, the car is not going to be running reliably and you're not going to be getting any benefits of the parts that you put on. Part number 2 would be the intake for the car. So if you have a turbo car, I mean, everyone wants to hear the blow off, everyone wants to hear the turbo. So you really can't go wrong with what intake you pick. Now, kind of going back to the first mod, the Accessport, there are some intakes that say they work with the stock tune. Granted, you can bolt it on and it will work. It's just not going to be as reliable as you would want it to be. But by adding the intake with that Accessport, you are going to get a nice bump in power. You're going to get that induction noise and that blow-off sound that you want. So I've ran the ETS on our car here, and I have installed a few others on some customer cars, including the Mishimoto, which is really nice looking with that clear box top. You really can't go wrong with any intake. They all basically make the same amount of power, and they're all going to sound great. All right, so for part number 3, I'm going to recommend a Catback exhaust because you want to hear the car. So the stock exhaust is really quiet from the factory, and it does have this slight little drone at lower RPMs that some people don't like. And if you've ever gone under the back of the car and looked at the mufflers, you'll notice the stock piping is like 1 1/4 inches for that axle back. So it is very small. So by adding a Catback, you're going to get a nice bump in sound or in tone. And you will pick up a little bit of horsepower. All right, so part number 4, I'm going to recommend the IAG air oil separator. So we did get one installed on our car. There's so many benefits of having an air oil separator. The main thing is that it's going to make your engine last a little bit longer. It's going to make it run more efficient. It's going to help prevent any carbon buildup on those intake valves. Since this is a DI motor, you don't have that traditional port injector cleaning the back of the intake valve. So you do get that carbon deposit built up. So the earlier you get the AOS on would be better, because then you would just avoid any of that contamination getting built up on the intake valves. And the last mod that I have, mod number 5 for the engine, is going to be our Fluidampr. And the reason why I have that on the list, because there are not very many mods you can do to a car that improves the car's drivability, lowers NVH, and increases the engine's reliability and longevity, especially if you're going to be pushing the car. If you want to raise the RPM or anything with the Cobb Accessport, because I know in stock form that 6,000 RPM hits really fast. And then once you get a tune with your Accessport, maybe with an intake, you'll be at that like 320, 330 horsepower range on just some pump gas. And they can raise that rev limiter a little bit higher. And you will notice instantly once you put that Fluidampr on, inside the cabin, the car just feels smoother, it revs smoother, the car just feels happier altogether. So I really cannot recommend a Fluidampr enough on one of these engines. Well, there you go. There's our top 5 mods for our car. We have our Accessport, our intake, our Catback, our AOS, and our Fluidampr. I will have a link for all those parts in the description if you guys wanted to check them out. But that's all I got for you guys on this one. Till next time, see you guys.